members of the media. I have asked for the opportunity to address the country in relation to events which would have taken place on Friday, where we lost a 16-year-old student in a tragedy at the Fredrick Smith Secondary School. Since addressing the country on that occasion, the Ministry of Education has met with a number of the stakeholders in relation to how to move forward and to bring some normalcy back to the Fredrick Smith Secondary School, as well as to address the issues of violence across the entire educational system. This morning we had the opportunity to meet with several of the guidance counselors, principals, and chairmen of a number of our secondary schools, including the Fredrick Smith School. We also had the opportunity to meet with members of the Royal Barbados Police Force as well. And this afternoon, we would have engaged with teachers of the Fredrick Smith Secondary School in a session which we had organized to be able to assist them to ventilate their concerns, but also to engage in starting the process of counseling, as many of our teachers, as you can appreciate, have been impacted by this tragedy. With me this evening, I also have members, the representatives of the two unions in this country, the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union and the Barbados Union of Teachers, both of whom have been with us for today's proceedings to offer support to the teachers and to their entire base. Because as many of you would know, a number of these concerns in relation to violence have been addressed by both heads of the executive at various meetings that we would have had in the past. Arising from a very extensive meeting, in particular with our teachers who would have worked with a number of our students in the Fredrick Smith School, we have agreed in consultation with everyone that it is in the best interest of the students and certainly the staff, both teaching and ancillary staff, to resume our classes on Thursday of this week. On Wednesday, we are arranging for continued counseling at the institution for a number of the teachers who have been impacted. We have already put in place for the students at the institution for them to be able to attend for counseling since this incident has happened. And the ministry has provided a helpline for parents to be able to call in, but also to be able to come to the ministry, where we have provided counseling support for a number of those students as well. Thankfully, a number of parents have already responded, and today we would have seen a steady flow of persons coming with their children, or in some cases coming to ask questions, as many children themselves are also very traumatized by the incident. Some students would have witnessed what would have happened, others would have heard what would have happened, but as you can appreciate, it is a very difficult time for not just the teachers, but also the students and the ancillary staff at the institution. The hotline number for those parents who may still wish to take advantage of the counseling, and the counseling will continue for some time within the school, can contact the following number: 535-0849 or 535-0853. It is hoped that this level of counseling will continue to allow students as well as teachers to be able to address a number of the difficulties that they're having in dealing with what has transpired at the school. And the necessary counseling support will continue at the Fredrick Smith Secondary School until such time as it is deemed that it is no longer required. All parties connected with this matter, my sympathies continue to go out to the family of the victim, as well as to all persons who in any way have been impacted by what has happened. This is a tragedy of the highest order for our country and certainly for our educational system. And we are asking for an understanding from the public as we attempt to bring some normalcy back to the institution at Fredrick Smith. Hence the resumption of classes for the upper fifth students only on Thursday, which will then be followed by the all fifth form students on Thursday, followed by the first, second, third, and fourth formers on Friday. While we are asking for students to return, we are also asking for parents of the students to attend the institution as well on that day. In our discussions with the Royal Barbados Police Force this morning, I am pleased to report that there is full cooperation and continued cooperation from the force in working with us to address a number of the issues that have been confronting not just this school but several other schools in relation to the issue of patrols, the issue of weapons being found by students, and generally to have a presence in the vicinity of our school premises to send a very strong message that violence in any form will not be tolerated at the level of any of our educational institutions. There is, I believe now, a declaration by all stakeholders that we are intolerant to any form of violence across the education institutions. And with the support of the Royal Barbados Police Force and all of our stakeholders, unions, our teachers, our staff at the institution and the ministry, we intend to do all within our power to ensure that an incident of this nature does not recur again in the history of this country. It has been a very difficult time for all parties who have called for us to address the issues of violence in our schools. The challenges that have been being faced in education are not new to most people, but I think we have come to a common understanding that we are stakeholders in this and we have to work together. And let me just say that our parents also must see themselves as equal stakeholders in this exercise. We need to have a situation in this country where there is greater vigilance of our students. We have to ensure that we have full participation by students in the parent-teachers meetings. And when the principals and others call parents to the school to find out about what is happening with their students, I'm asking you as parents to ensure that you attend the institution to find out what is going on, to be able to find solutions to any problems that the school may be encountering with your children. It is important that you do so because while the school may be able to address a number of issues during the school day, the reality is that the behaviors that we are seeing exhibited in terms of discipline and alternate forms of approaching a number of these children needs to be taken into account by our parents in dealing with the challenges that we are encountering. And I therefore would want that parents reach out on Thursday and certainly on Friday, but on an ongoing basis, to be able to make sure that they are in communication with teachers and certainly with the management of the schools across this country to ensure that they're fully apprised of all of the challenges that students may be encountering and certainly that teachers may be encountering in dealing with their students as well.